start reading. Let us read about three friends who are to go traveling and who cook up a homemade adventure trying to pack their bags for it. So these three friends are going for traveling, and but before they go for an adventure travel, they have an adventure at home in the process of packing their baggages. So the author is one of the three friends, and his name is, as you know, Jerome K. Jerome. So he refers to himself in between. So we made a list of the things to be taken. The author says that they have made a list, and a pretty lengthy one it was. It was quite lengthy. Before we parted that evening. So that evening, all the three friends met, and the next day they planned to pack their things. So the next day, which was Friday, we got them all together and met in the evening to pack. So next day, it was a Friday, and they got all the things together. Means they must have bought some things or which were in their home. They must have collected them, and they met in the evening to pack them. We got a big Gladstone for the clothes. Now, what is a Gladstone? It's a bag or a case named after former British Prime Minister William Gladstone. So they had a big bag called Gladstone for the clothes, in which they put their clothes, and a couple of hampers. Hampers are packings of picnic basket, like where you put the things to eat. So they for the victuals. Victuals means the eatables. See, the things which are supposed to be eaten, and the cooking utensils. And they also kept the cooking utensils. So what are victuals then? Provisions or food stuff. So they also planned to cook their own food, so they had taken cooking utensils also. So we moved the table up against the window. The table was kept near the window so that the floor will be empty for them to pack things up. Pile everything in a heap. So whatever they had to pack, they kept it in a heap, and they means piled means ek dher bana dena. So they kept it in the middle of the floor and sat around and looked at it. Now once they collected the things, now they sat down and started looking at them as to how they have to be packed. I said I'd pack. So the author said he is going to pack. So I rather pride myself on my packing. The author says that he is very proud of himself, that he is a very good packer. Packing is one of those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person living. So the author says that he knows about packing things better than anyone who is living. So it surprises me myself sometimes how many such things there are. And the author is praising himself that he is better at so many things, and it's like self-praise. So I impressed the fact upon George and Harris and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely to me. So he told George and Harris, which are the names of his friends, he impressed the fact means he made them realize that the packing should be left to the author and they should not be bothered about it. So they fell into the suggestion. They fell into means they took the suggestion and said, okay, you go ahead, with a readiness that sometimes that had something uncanny about it. So they were so readily they agreed for him to pack that the author felt that something strange is there in it, because perhaps they were making a fool of him or something. George put on a pipe and spread himself over the easy chair, and Harris cocked his legs on the table and lit a cigar. So as you can see that what the two did, and George put on a pipe. He put on the pipe and started smoking, and he spread his himself over the easy chair. So here this is George. He's smoking a pipe and he's sitting on an easy chair. The other person is also smoking and he's put his chairs crossed his legs on the table. So, and Harris cocked his legs on the table and lit a cigar. So Harris was smoking a cigar whereas George was smoking a pipe. So like that they just relaxed. This was hardly what I intended. He says, I didn't want this, the author says. What I had meant, of course, was that I should be boss the job and that Harris and George should potter about under my directions. So what he meant by that he'll do the packing was that he should actually become the boss and he would order about George and Harris to do the work according to the directions which were being given by me. So I was pushing them aside every now and then with, oh, you, here, let me do it, there you are. So he was pushing them aside whenever they tried to do something. He used to push them away. Oh, don't do it, I will do it. So, and there you are. And simple enough. Really teach. Then no, he would boss over them. He thought that he'll tell them, don't do like that, don't do like this. So really teaching them, as you might say. So he wanted them to teach packing, whereas they just sat down and did nothing. They are taking it in the way they did irritated me. No, the author was very angry the way they had sat down and to relax. There is nothing that irritates me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I am working. So author says, I hate to see that if he is working and others are sitting comfortably. Now turn the page.